See, the main reason we encourage kids to do training in the gym environment is because we want to integrate the aspect of fitness and health into their normal life. So as they're getting older, yeah, it doesn't become, as we come across so many adults, like they feel as if it's a burden to come and exercise, and exercise is not a part of them because they've been brought up like that. The way we want the kids to is to come here, initially when they're very young, we want them to come only once a week, so that it becomes a part and parcel of them. And as they grow older, we can increase the number of frequency. Even after 10 years old, they can come twice a week. Yeah, and then as they're 13 and more, they can come 3 times a week. So that as they're growing, it becomes a part and parcel of them. So it is not something like which is they're forced into doing, or at the same time as they grow up, they have to enjoy it. So it becomes a process whereby it is like a normal thing for them. Exercise and being fit and eating healthy becomes a normal aspect. So when these kids are coming, say even if they're coming once a week, not only are they training, so in terms of initially when they're young, say around 4 to about 7 years of age, we do more concentrated training on agility, balance and neuromuscular coordination kind of things. Yeah, so that is what is mainly done, and also a little bit of hints about what kind of food or healthy habits have to be encouraged at home. So then there are about 10 years old. Yeah, then we try to include a little bit more of bodyweight training and understanding the biomechanics of the body, so that they can, because what happens is around 11 or 12 years of age, they can understand better in terms of what you're trying to say and how the body mechanics are working, and so that we can concentrate a little bit more on technical aspects, how to do the squat or how to do the power clean or the kettlebell swing in a very lightweight manner, but how to do it and what joints are used, so that when they decide, which is usually around 12 or 13 years of age, which is when we encourage them to decide if they want to participate in one particular sport, yeah, which they actually enjoy. Till that age, they should play all the sport.
Yes. Why is it that children earlier were not encouraged to go to a gym, and now we're actually saying the reverse?
No, it is not. It's never been not encouraged. It was not there. So not being there and not encouraged are two different things. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is, earlier we had more outdoor spaces, especially in the urban areas, and safer spaces. It was outdoor. There was no issue of accidents, no issue of molestation or trust, which was much more there, and you could let the kids be. Usually, we should encourage free play. Free play is where they are doing unstructured any kind of movement, and that is important till at least the age of 10 to 12. Whereas what we are trying to say is not that we are substituting the free play, or it's just once a week to start with, so that there is some structured exercise. Now the thing is, this is applicable for most kids. Some of the kids who are maybe totally overweight or obese, or who do not participate with other kids and who may not have this problem, they may need to do much more often, just so that they are doing something more physically. They may need to do more often. But normally, as in this thing, I would say only once a week till the age of 7, and then maybe twice a week till the age of about 11, thereafter 3 times. Actually, the kids should be doing an hour to 2 hours of physical activity every day, whatever it may be. Yeah, like it may be sport in school or outside, they have to do it, because that physical growth and everything, the stress on the musculoskeletal system is very, very important. The thing is, it's not physiological aging you're talking about, the development of the body. That is separate to physiological understanding in terms of the gym. Now the thing is, body will grow according to the genetics and of course the stress you're putting on and nutrition, everything combined together. So usually it's got to do with the genetics, yeah, plus the amount of positive stress you're putting on the body. When the kid is started training from the age of say 6 or 7, yeah, and he's been training for 4 or 5 years. So his understanding of how to do things well is much superior, yeah, compared to a person who may be 30 years old for the sake of, okay, I'm fully grown, I'm like this, I've come over here, but he's a beginner. So he's a beginner. He doesn't understand how to do things. He doesn't have the understand the technique of how to do things. Whereas this kid, who's only maybe 10 years old, is far superior to this adult who may be 30, 35 years old in terms of ability to do things, understanding. So his stage in terms of understanding is much higher. So usually everyone starts at the cognitive stage of how to do things, then leading on to associative stage whereby they can associate the name and what to do, and the autonomous stage. whereby they don't even think about how, because they will do it right most of the time. Yeah. So that is what happens. So we want them when you are in a higher stage of understanding and how to do things, in the same amount of time, the benefits are much more, because you are able to do with more amount of things in lesser amount of time. From the age, like I said, about 12 to 13, one can train in a structured, normal way. So one can put more stress on the musculoskeletal system. There is no issue of height. The growth plates to be affected. Excuse me. You have to put huge amount of stress. It's like, which never happens. Even we don't train like that in terms of that much amount of stress. Anyway, whenever you're doing structured training, the risk of injury is very, very low compared to any sport. The highest risk of injury is usually in football, and then many of the other contact sports. In terms of weight training and all, is very, very low. It's practically at the end of the scale compared to all the other sports. So that is what it is. In fact, when you do weight training and where the muscle mass is increasing and the bone mass and the joint strength is improving, actually it leads on, the benefit leads on to the sport in terms of being able to recover from the injury much faster. Especially for boys, the testosterone is released after puberty. In terms of amount of testosterone which is going to be released during that phase is going to be very, very high. Now testosterone is an anabolic hormone which actually helps in musculoskeletal development. Usually the muscles are going to develop much better, but at the same time, unless and until the stress is there, testosterone cannot be released more. So it will be released. It will be releasing much more than normal anyway. But at the same time, when you are putting that positive stress by doing that kind of exercise, so more of it will be released, much more beneficial, and even the girls. So the development overall is going to be much better. Their body posture, as soon as there is a body posture which is much more positive, socially and overall psychologically, the development and what the feeling of well-being is much higher. So social development in terms of the peers and the classmates and all everything will be much better. PCOD and PCOS, usually the girls who have come over here are above the age of 16. So they are practically like adults. So PCOD, PCOS cannot be, we cannot cure it or anything, we can be managed well. So as long as they are, most of them, not all of them, most of them are overweight. So as soon as they look after their nutrition and exercise habits, of course they'll be better managed. Eat small meals, eat healthy meals, eat fresh food and non-packaged goods.